Have you ever wondered what the true earning potential of a single book could be? Well, the other day I was doing what I normally do, browsing Amazon, researching books, checking rankings, and looking at estimated sales data. Then I came across a novel called Theo of Golden by Allen Levi. And when I looked at the estimated sales numbers, I honestly had to stop and look twice. Because according to KDP Spy, I was viewing these estimates on this one book that was generating over $3 million every month across all of its formats on Amazon. Now, I want to make one thing clear before we go any further. Those are estimated sales figures based on KDP Spy. So whether the actual number is exactly right or somewhat lower, that really isn't the point. The point is that books can be incredibly successful. So I've been self-publishing for a few years, and even with my experience, seeing an estimate like that completely stopped me in my tracks. Then I started digging into the story behind the book, and honestly, I found that even more inspiring than the sales numbers. Allen Levi didn't start with a major publishing deal. He actually self-published Theo of Golden in 2023. Before Simon & Schuster ever became involved, the independently published version had already sold more than 175,000 copies, and that momentum caught the attention of Atria Books, an imprint of Simon & Schuster, which acquired the publishing rights in 2025. Since then, the book has gone on to sell more than 2.5 million copies and reach #1 on the New York Times Bestseller list. Think about that for a second. This wasn't a book that became successful because a major publisher picked it first. It became successful because readers discovered it. The author put his work out into the world, people connected with it, word spread, and eventually one of the largest publishers in the world came knocking. What also surprised me is that Allen Levi has shared that he actually never planned to publish his novel. It was his friend who encouraged him to share it, and his niece helped market it through Facebook groups, local book clubs, and simple word of mouth. There wasn't some massive marketing campaign or $1 million advertising budget behind his launch. It all started with one person believing enough in their story to give it a chance. And that's really the part that resonated with me. Do you think Allen Levi sat down in front of his computer thinking, oh, I'm going to write a book that's going to become a New York Times bestseller, sell millions of copies, and potentially generate millions of dollars every month? Probably not. He simply took the next step and published his work. And that's exactly why I created my publishing community. I know there are so many people who want to publish a book, but feel overwhelmed by the process or don't know where to start. Inside the community, I teach everything that I've learned from publishing my own books, from finding profitable ideas, to writing your manuscript, to formatting and getting it published on Amazon, as well as marketing your book after it's live. And right now, the community is completely free to join, but on September 1st, it will become a paid community. So if you've been thinking about writing your first book or finally publishing the one that you've already started, now is the perfect time to get in, learn the process, and become part of the community before that change happens. I'll leave a link down in the description below. That's also a lesson I think every aspiring author needs to hear, because I see so many people spend months or years just thinking about writing a book. They overanalyze every decision. They worry about whether the title is good enough, whether the cover is good enough, whether anyone will even buy it, whether they're qualified to write, or whether they should wait until they have a bigger audience. And you know what? They keep telling themselves that they'll start when everything is perfect. Maybe another year goes by and the manuscript is still just sitting there on their computer. The reality is that none of us know what our book is capable of. We don't know which idea is going to resonate with readers. We don't know which book could be creating speaking engagements, opportunities, consulting clients, podcast interviews, media appearances, new business opportunities. We don't know which book could become an additional stream of income for years to come. And no, I'm not saying that every book is going to become the next Theo of Golden, but stories like this are incredibly rare. But what I am saying is that if Allen Levi had never clicked the publish button, none of this would have happened. There would have been no readers, no bestseller list, no Simon & Schuster deal, no millions of copies sold, and it all started because the book got published and existed. And that's why I always tell people that publishing doesn't guarantee success, but not publishing guarantees you'll never know what's possible. A manuscript sitting on your computer has a 0% chance of changing someone's life. It has a 0% chance of creating opportunities. It has a 0% chance of generating income. And those possibilities only begin once your book is available for someone to discover. That's why I encourage people to stop chasing perfection and start chasing progress. Your first book doesn't have to be perfect. It simply has to exist. Every successful author started with one published book. Every book you publish teaches you something. You become a better writer. Learn more about marketing, improve your covers, understand keywords better, choose stronger categories, and grow with every project that you complete. But none of those lessons happen until you put your work out into the world. So if you've been sitting on an idea, or you started writing something but haven't finished, or you've been waiting for the perfect time, let this be your reminder. Don't let fear make the decision for you. Don't let perfection steal another year. Give your book the opportunity to exist because you truly have no idea where it might lead. If you enjoyed watching this video today, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. What's the biggest thing stopping you from publishing your book?